Welcome to today's presentation of Make It Make Sense, Meaningful Use of Digital Tools for Instruction. I am your presenter, Wanessa Wingfield, an instructional technologist, as well as a 5306 LTDE graduate student. As you'll notice, I'm using Book Creator a, as a presentation tool. Our norms for this presentation, which will be provided to teachers, are that teachers enter and sit with their content area groups, address personal needs with respect to the learning environment, share their expertise with the group, be careful of airtime, and tweet and share their learning. Outcomes for today, expected outcomes are that teachers will understand that best practices for technology integration create opportunities for learning through the use of technology. Teachers will be able to recognize when technology integration is effective by using the TPACK framework and the SAMR models. Teachers will also create an assignment that integrates technology in a meaningful way. Before we get started, we'll do a poll or take a poll. Let's look at the four frames that are here and think about which might be the most meaningful way or effective way that technology can be integrated. One, by having students to type a letter in Microsoft Word. Two, by the teacher presenting a Google Slides presentation. Three, students having online discourse discussions about content. Or four, a student creating a visual presentation of them leading a discussion or presenting their learning. After that, we'll think about powering up instruction. That's the goal. But what do we mean when we toss around this buzzword of powering up? So today we're going to look at two models that help us to evaluate whether or not we are actually meeting that goal. There's a Chinese proverb that states, "Do not confine your children to your own learning, for they were born in another time." We want to make sure that we are providing instruction that prepares students for the world in which they will live, not the world in which we have lived. The first introduction to SAMR and TPACK. Today we will talk about and practice with the two models that can help us to evaluate the effectiveness of technology integration. SAMR, developed by Dr. R. Puentedura, the founder of Hipposos, a consulting practice focusing on the transformative nature of technology in instructional practice. It is a four-tier model that outlines the depths of technology integration in the classroom. TPACK, first introduced by Punya Mishra and Matthew Collier, researchers at Michigan State University. It is a multi-layered framework that overlaps and focuses on pedagogical standards, content knowledge, and technology. We're going to begin by watching a video of SAMR in 120 seconds. After watching the video, teachers will select the link in their online participants guide to complete a digital gallery walk using Google Jamboard. There, they will use the Post-its feature on each of the 4 pages to place what they believe are examples of each level of the SAMR model. Once they've completed, they will share out content with their content groups and the whole group, just in a whole group discussion. Here is the digital gallery walk where participants will be allowed 3 minutes to access the Jamboard and post their responses. Following that, we will look at a video on the TPACK framework. in 2 minutes. And after watching the video, teachers will go on secret spy missions. They will send one person from their content area to switch or join another content group. In other words, you'll send your math secret spy over to maybe an elective or art group or physical education group, and maybe your science secret spy over to the ELA group. Teachers will be given 1 minute to pick a spy and switch. After they've done so, they will read a short journal excerpt on the TPACK model and consider how it can be applied in a cross-content setting. Your secret spy will contribute one or two ideas to help meet the cross-content expectation. Each group will select a scribe who will go into the discussion board link and add a brief description of their plan or assignment idea or ideas from reading the journal. They will reply, or there is an expectation that they will reply to at least one other group response with content suggestions of how you would enhance their idea. And of course, be prepared to discuss findings when we reconvene. Here is a model found on the Power School site of how your everyday non-tech lesson can be transformed or powered up with technology. So in a science class, students may be asked to walk through the cell's anatomy and the basic functions of each organelle, referencing the diagram in a textbook. They may then break into small groups and task each group with labeling their own diagram of cell anatomy and researching a single process to present to the class later on. The teacher may even choose the process for them to avoid duplicate presentations. To close out, each group will present the cell process they researched to the class. Now, how can we power that up with technology in a meaningful way? After walking through the different parts of the cell's anatomy, students can be broken into small groups and collaborate on completing a check for understanding quiz on Canvas, the learning management system. They can include interactive questions that provide a diagram of the cell with blank labels and require students to drag and drop the proper labels into place from an answer key. Next, students can be given a device with recording capabilities. Each member of the group can be chosen or can choose an organelle to personify and record each other explaining who they are or which organelle they are and why they are important for the cell. Finally, students can upload their videos to a media album so that the students can watch each other's videos. So using a tool like Flip, or formerly known as Flipgrid, would be beneficial in an assignment such as this. Instead of researching a cell processes, cell respiration, energy production, in one type of cell, students can compare the process between animal and plant cells and make conclusions regarding the differences they find. Each group can construct an artifact of their research by creating a one-page brief, a flowchart comparison, or video explanation. This could be done using Adobe Express or Canva or another graphic presentation model. This can be turned in via an assignment on the learning management system. Lastly, armed with their knowledge of cell anatomy, function, and processes, students can analyze the connections between different animals and plants in their natural habitats. Each group can infer what might happen when one animal or plant is placed in a habitat other than its natural one. And each group should compile evidence to make their case, articles, videos, etc., using Padlet, Evernote, or another similar tool. So as you can see, a general effective lesson plan can be powered up and enhanced by simply folding in and embedding in a meaningful way digital tools that support learning and are relevant to the learning of the lesson, learning expectations of the lesson. So now we're going to allow teachers to select the link in their participants guide on TPACK Explain. After reading, they will then collaborate in their content area groups to complete one assignment for students. The expectation is that they will think of an assignment that maybe they've already used and then transform that assignment by effectively integrating technology. Of course, they will be prepared to reconvene and discuss how their assignment was powered up by the transformation, and then what was one challenge that they faced in powering up their lesson. Here's another quote. Teachers need to integrate technology seamlessly into the curriculum instead of viewing it as an add-on, an afterthought, or an event. Heidi Hayes Jacobs. So it takes planning to get it right. You have to think about it ahead of time and be very intentional about the tools that are chosen and how they can effectively guide the students' learning, supplement students' learning, support students' learning, and so on. So a great deal of planning and intentionality must take place. The presentation will end with an assignment. Now that the teachers have planned and had some time to work together to think, they will come together with their original content area groups and create a first day with devices activity for their students, introducing them to technology expectations this school year. In other words, this is an assignment planned for the first day of class in which students will have their devices. So I'm asking teachers to think about something they've done in the past. This is not the first time we've used devices. To make it easy, think about something they've done in the past and how they can power it up. Teachers will have 15 minutes to work on this assignment. We will close out the presentation with debrief, questions, and answers for the day.